Welcome to the Franken Stadium in Nuremberg for the second round in Group A between the favourites England and World Cup newcomers Trinidad and Tobago. England have to do without right back Gary Neville, and it's Liverpool's Jamie Carragher who replaces him. Only a huge surprise will see the smallest ever country to appear in a World Cup stay in the competition. England versus Trinidad and Tobago. In the 6th minute, England had the first chance, and it was a long shot by Frank Lampard that came off the chest of his slop, and there was Michael Owen, but he couldn't quite react quick enough to knock it in. It's still 0-0 after 6 minutes in Nuremberg. 60th minute, and it was England once again with the cross from Joe Cole. There came in the giant striker into the penalty area. It was Crouch who just missed out scoring. He went out for a corner, but that was the best chance so far in the match. England 0, Trinidad and Tobago 0. And then on 36 minutes, it was the corner by Dwight York in the centre. Stern John just missing out, connecting with the ball. Close call there for England, and it was still England 0, Trinidad and Tobago 0. 2 minutes before the official 45 was over, totally free in the centre, it was Peter Crouch who missed a sitter after Beckham's cross. That was the biggest chance of the match up till then, and that should have gone in for the 1-goal lead. It was still 0-0. And on 45 minutes, Stern John muscled his way into the box, colliding with Ferdinand, and John Terry cleared off the line. That could have been the 1-goal lead for Trinidad and Tobago. Terry keeps England's face, and it was still 0-0. Michael Owen came within a whisker of scoring with a diving header of 56 minutes after Beckham's free kick. It was the closest yet that England had come to scoring, but it was still stalemate and 0-0 against Trinidad and Tobago. And on 69 minutes, England were there again with a Gerrard cross, and Crouch managed to get his header in, but yet again England couldn't get the ball into the back of the net. Trinidad and Tobago was still defending well. 69 minutes played, and it was still 0-0. On 78 minutes, it was Frank Lampard, the man inside the box, who missed his opportunity. He'd put a couple of goals past West Ham's Hislop in the FA Cup final, but not this time. Frank Lampard in 78 minutes, just missing out. England waited a long time, but finally it came, the goal, and there it was for Peter Crouch. He broke the deadlock on 83 minutes, knocking the ball into the back of the net with his head after the great cross, pinpointed accuracy from Beckham. 1-0 for England. 1 minute into injury time, and Steven Gerrard it was who finally beat Hislop to give the English fans something to shout about at last. They scored one before with Crouch, and that was the final one. It was England 2, Trinidad and Tobago 0. Full-time whistle at the Franken Stadium in Nuremberg, and the goal just came from Steven Gerrard. 91 minutes into the match, and finally it was 2-0 for England. The first goal came from Peter Crouch on 83 minutes. A superbly fighting Soccer Warriors held their own, but it was England 2 and Trinidad and Tobago 0.